Good night and welcome to Benalmádena's first English news broadcast. Digital Costa del Sol brings you every Friday all the information about this week's news. After the recent success in the Copa del Rey de Vela, this week Javier Banderas and his crew visited our municipality with their new trophy, the third in a row won by this boat sponsored by the Marina.
The mayor of Benalmádena, Juan Antonio Lara, received last Friday the visit of Javier Banderas, who came to our municipality to celebrate the recent victory at Mafre's Copa del Rey de Vela. Accompanied by the Sport Harbor Councilman José Luis Vergillos, Sport Councilwoman Jessica Trujillo, and Tourism Councilwoman Precia Aguilera, Lara had a brief chat with the sailor before starting the press conference. The mayor valued the work of Banderas, assuring that the town hall will continue to support him.
Estamos en este idílico sitio como es Puerto Marina y sobre todo.
It is a pleasure to enjoy triumphs with the name of Benalmádena, and we are proud to have them here to congratulate them. They will have the town hall on their side and the marina with this sponsorship. I want to congratulate them for the title and for taking the name of Benalmádena to the top. For this town hall and the Sport Harbor, it is a source of pride to support sport, and as far as this boat is concerned, with the added value that the name of Benalmádena is heard at a national and international level, which is the best publicity that a municipality can have. For his part, Banderas thanked the institutional support, stressing that he feels at home in Benalmádena.
Primero agradecer al alcalde.
It has also been an honor to carry the name of Benalmádena in the waters of Palma, and I will always be grateful to this municipality. The competition may seem easy, but the tension was palpable at all times, with a very complicated classification system where you play everything in the last days, with a strong wind, trying not to lose everything you have already won. We would like to thank all our sponsors for supporting sailing. Also present was the sports deputy of the Provincial Council, Juan Rosas, who emphasized the promotional work that Banderas carry out for our municipality and province.
En primer lugar, agradecer a nuestro alcalde, Juan Antonio, pues su...
We have to praise the crew for being champions, and we have to thank them for carrying the name of Benalmádena all over the world, because it is the most complicated championship and where regularity is the most important thing. Linking the name of a city to a crew like yours is a luxury, and I can only congratulate you and thank you for the effort of many years, because now when you see the success, it seems that everything is easy, but it is very complicated to be up there, more than it seems, especially if nothing unforeseen happens to prevent you from achieving these historic milestones. The Teatro del Soho CaixaBank team had no rival in the waters of Mallorca. The boat, skippered by Daniel Cuevas and with the tactics of Luis Doreste, won it all, achieving his third consecutive Org 2 title. Second, 13 points behind, was Basilio Marquínez Cibre Rallion, tied with Pedro Gil's Maberta.
Avenida Lai is still closed to the public after months of intervention, and the government team alleges accessibility problems and lack of documentation, issues for which it blames the previous government team.
Roads and Works Councilman José Luis Vergillos spoke with us last week to explain the reasons why Avenida Alay is still closed to the public. Vergillos highlighted that he had recently visited the site following several complaints from neighbors.
Estuvimos visitando la obra de la Avenida Alay porque hay...
I made a visit recently after some complaints. To cover the tunnel, it was necessary to undertake a slab that raised the road by 50 centimeters. The buildings that were at ground level are now half a meter below the level of the street. There are 3 steps that are causing numerous problems of accessibility and inconvenience to residents and for the subsequent entry and exit of vehicles from their homes. The technicians have found serious deficiencies when it came to the reconsideration, which the previous government team looked the other way. For example, at the exit of the Diana building car park or in the access ramp to the Torremar building. We are seeing that there is a lack of documentation for the recessing of gates and the transfer of parking spaces without being documented, neither the transfer nor the consideration that correspond to the City Council, a chaotic situation from an administrative and planning point of view. After the execution of the work, the Town Hall reports different issues that are causing problems of accessibility and inconvenience to the neighbors. Berjillos stressed that the work is not finished and added that the reasons for the delay is due to pending modifications.
La apertura de la calle está pendiente de la tramitación de
The reason for the delay are due to the fact that in the processing of the work we found two modifications, the first of which was presented in March and the previous government left it parked since then without immediately attending to the problems that were appearing during the work. When we came to the government team, we had to rescue this modification. Today it has already been drafted by the works management. We are going to try to do the processing as quickly as possible to open the avenue through the partial reception, but being August, it will be delayed because this work began and was planned late and badly if it was to be undertaken with European funds.
The Spanish and British governments reached an agreement to allow British residents in Spain to exchange their UK driving license for Spanish ones. The agreement comes to an end on September 15.
UK driving license holders resident in Spain before March 15 have been reminded by the British Embassy that they have until September 15 to exchange their license for a Spanish one if they have not done so already. This follows an agreement made in March between the UK and Spain for drivers to swap license without needing to take a practical or theory test. The agreement gave existing residents who had not yet exchanged their UK license for a Spanish one 6 months to do so. During this time, they could continue to drive on their UK license until September 15. As residents arriving after March 15, the agreement gave them 6 months from the date they acquired their residency documents to exchange their UK license. The British Embassy has urged UK license holders to make the exchange by September 15. The ambassador hosted a Facebook Live to address frequently asked questions, while the embassy has advised that anyone struggling to get an appointment at their local traffic authority office should check availability at their neighboring one. The British Embassy in Madrid has also announced that a resolution had been found to an issue which some holders of expired UK license, typically those over 60 years old, had been experiencing when trying to exchange their license. Those affected should follow the established process for exchange, requesting their check code via the website. Ambassador Hugh Elliott explained the process on a video published on different social media platforms.
This is, I hope, my last update for you on driving licenses, and I am pleased to confirm that the agreement to enable UK licence holders resident in Spain to exchange your licences for a Spanish one without taking a driving test was approved today by Spain's Consejo de Ministros, their cabinet. Now, tomorrow there will be a formal exchange of notes between the UK and Spain, and the day after that, so on Thursday, you'll be able to drive again in Spain on your UK licence for 6 months, during which time you should exchange your licence for a Spanish one as soon as possible. So what should you actually do next? Well, as soon as the booking system is available through the DGT website, the most important thing to do, first thing you need to do, is to get an appointment with a jefatura or oficina de tráfico to do the exchange. And if you haven't already, you may want to get your psicotechnico test done. We've advised you about that before. You'll need to have one done before the appointment actually takes place. And we've been told by the DGT that you'll be able to find out more information on the detailed steps you need to take on their website.
UK license holders who moved to Spain before the date and failed to make the exchange by September 15 will no longer be able to drive on their UK license. If they wish to continue driving in Spain, they will need to go through the license exchange process. The process for completing the exchange is run by Spain's Traffic Authority.
During the month of July, Spanish airports have shown an all-time record of passengers, and Malaga's airport had the highest traffic figures in its history, with more than 2.4 million travelers.
Airports in Andalucía have already received more than 18.5 million passengers in the first 7 months of the year, figures that exceed the pre-pandemic data and represents a 21.15% increase over the same period last year, according to data provided by Spain's main airports operator AENA. So far this year, Málaga Airport has received 12.5 million passengers, followed by Seville Airport with 4.5 million passengers, Granada Airport with almost 600,000 passengers, Jerez Airport with more than 520,000 passengers, and Almería Airport with more than 430,000 passengers. In the month of July alone, Andalusian airports received over 3,400,000 passengers, which represents 14.6% more than in 2022 and exceeds the record of 2019. Málaga Airport received almost 2,500,000 passengers, Seville Airport almost 680,000 passengers, Jerez Airport 100,000, Almería Airport nearly 100,000, and finally Granada Airport 93,158 passengers. With these figures, Málaga Airport closed the month of July with the highest traffic figures in its history, dating back to 4 years earlier. The more than 2.4 million passengers who passed through the Málaga facilities last month exceed those recorded in the same month of 2022 by 17.8%. The 17,320 flights also translated into percentage increases. Specifically, the airport recorded 12% more movements than in July last year. The good figures for Seville Airport in July are due to the good performance of both domestic and foreign traffic. In terms of international traffic, the United Kingdom, Italy, France, Germany and Portugal were, in absolute terms, the markets with the greatest demand. The positive evolution of traffic during July favored the balance so far in 2023, a period in which the Seville infrastructure has registered more than 4.5 million passengers, 21.3% more than in the same months of 2022. The number of flight operations amount to 37,018, an increase of 6.2% over the first 7 months of last year. The recovery of tourism in the middle of the summer season has meant that airports in the whole country end July with an all-time record number of passengers, specifically a total of 29.76 million passengers passed through the network, which is 10% than in the same months of 2022. And 1.2% more than in 2019, the previous peak year before the outbreak of the pandemic. Of the total number of passengers in July, 29.7 million were commercial passengers, and most of them traveled on international flights, almost 12% more than a year earlier. On domestic flights, the figure was 9.28 million, 6% more than a year ago. Taking the whole year as a reference, more than 159.2 million passengers have passed through the AENA network since January, 20.6% more than in 2022 and 1.2% more than in 2019.
The Arroyo de la Miel Sports Center hosted on Thursday a very special day at the summer camps with a visit from Benalmádena's fire brigades for a demonstration on safety and prevention.
Sport councilwoman Jessica Trujillo participated on Thursday in the exhibition that the Fire Brigade carried out for the summer camps at the Arroyo de la Miel Sports Center. The activity aims to raise awareness among participants of the scope of the work of the Fire Brigade with more than 580 annual interventions. Trujillo praised the training and work of this security corps.
Bueno, pues hoy estamos aquí en el Polideportivo de Arroyo de la Miel.
I want to thank the effort and involvement of the firefighters in initiatives of this type in coordination with the consistory and its delegation, because they come to put in value the daily work they do in Benalmádena, this being the first time it is carried out in a summer campus. Being a firefighter is not an easy task, nor is it within everyone's reach. In many cases, they are heroes in whom we place our trust in situations where the lives of many people are at risk. But not everything is fire. Our firefighters carry out a multitude of daily tasks that are essential for all of us. The exhibition consists of a recreational educational activity in which the participants were shown the costumes worn by the Benalmádena Fire Brigade, the protective equipment and tools. The chief of the Benalmádena Fire Brigade, David Bañasco, spoke about the importance of the culture of prevention. Today we have been teaching the kids about prevention culture, trying to spread the importance of fire prevention at home and showing the equipment we have as firefighters. It is something very curious and the kids love to know what firefighters do and what equipment we have. They are interested in our uniform and how we act according to the different protocols. We also did something special today that we have never done before. We showed them a new and very useful device, which is the Rescue Jump Cushion, a wonderful educational and fun day out where we have also realized that they watch a lot of cartoons with references to the fire brigade, and when we asked them about the emergency number, which is 112, they said 911, which is the number they see in the Paw Patrol. The initiative served to explain safety guidelines both in homes and public spaces, evacuation strategies through a didactic and pedagogical talk. The high temperatures and the restrictions due to the drought have prevented other activities, such as showing a track or doing activities with water.
And these are today's headlines. Javier Banderas visits Benalmádena. Vergilloso speaks about the works on Avenida Light. Last month to change your UK driving license. All-time record of passengers at the Spanish airports. Prevention and training with the fire brigade. The weather forecast for the weekend will leave us with slightly cloudy skies with intervals of high clouds, temperatures rising with lows of 24 degrees and highs of 36, with westerly winds. And that's all. Thank you for watching us, and remember, you can stay updated on our website or social media profile on Facebook and Twitter. Have a good night and enjoy the weekend.